on so you'll be able to see where you're going, all the way down to the refreshment tent where you can catch up with family and friends, take some more photos, have something to eat and drink, and just generally relax. Okay? All in all, very easy process. We'll make sure that everything happens okay for you. So all you need to do is just relax and just enjoy the moment. Okay? So congratulations and good luck. Okay? See ya. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. That was Dr. James Forsyth. Good evening, everyone. We would like to welcome our graduates, families, and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you're all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames and photography services are available in the atrium next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. Handshake photographs will also be available for preview in the atrium after the ceremony. In a moment, the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan, AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advance Australia Fair will be performed and you're invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Budjingini, everyone. Nalawa. Good evening and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you here this evening. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could be best secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this evening. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement is our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by the strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back got distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune with us enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it right. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to recommend them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered at Botany Bay as one of the happiest people he'd ever met in the world. He described them, though, as having nothing but the tools they carried. They were naked, they made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts or jails. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state, kind of. We used fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways were clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So this was not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for the longest time and not so very long ago. So I would say expect great and wonderful things from your lives, people. Life is good and we are meant to be happy. I would encourage you to follow the promptings of that beautiful spirit that got you this far, and don't be shy of sharing your gifts with the rest of us. Together we can put together a future that is kind and just, and a world that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO. Chancellor.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for your welcome to country. Now, before I do anything else, I would like to thank all of those who have brought their children to this celebration tonight, because a graduation ceremony is a celebration, and I've yet to see a celebration that is not enhanced by the presence and indeed the noise of children. So we do like children coming to our graduations, we like babies coming, and we don't mind in the slightest if they wail their hearts out or make a commotion or run around. More the merrier, I say. We've learnt from long experience that if a child makes a noise during a graduation ceremony, he or she is back within 25 years to get their first PhD. And I particularly want to commend this lady here because you're the first person who's ever brought their child to the front row. Usually they're down the back, all waiting to flee at the first whimper of their child. Now, we don't want anyone taking their children out. We want them to stay. So congratulations. We've got a special award for you later on. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, or graduands first of all, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, it is my very great privilege to preside at this very important ceremony tonight. First, let me welcome our graduands, and I hope that this will be a very happy and a very memorable occasion for all of you. Some of you look happy, some of you look far too serious, indeed some of you look a bit nervous, as though you're about to go into the exam room. Now, I have been assured that you've all passed your exams and you're all eligible to graduate, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about tonight. Well, a few things to worry about. Your trencher could fall off as you walk across here. That often happens. Or you could trip. And that sometimes happens with the young ladies with their very high heels. But that's fine. That's why these people are here. They're here to pick you up and send you on your way. So don't worry. Just sit back, enjoy the celebration, because you deserve to enjoy it and you deserve to take pride in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. Tonight I also want to welcome, and especially welcome, those of you who are sitting on that side of the room or at the back, because if you think about it for a moment or two, you've all obviously done well. The fact that you are here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in those lives and in the successes that we celebrate tonight. And I don't want any of you to think either that observing tonight's graduation is the end of your role, because I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive tonight are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too shy to proclaim their own success, you make sure you do it for them. And it's not only to acknowledge their success and their achievement, it's also very important for other reasons, because the sign of a graduation certificate, a degree on a wall, can often be an inspiration to people, particularly young people. I still remember going to the doctors and the dentists as a child and being quite impressed with their degrees on the wall and thinking, well, one day I'd like to go to university. So make sure that you make that degree, rather than doing nothing in a bottom drawer, make sure it's somewhere where people can see it and take inspiration from it. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, clearly Macquarie is not one of them. We're very young. We celebrated our 50th Jubilee last year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Now, those of us who went to school in New South Wales were taught that Macquarie was a great builder, and he was. But his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. His greatest legacy was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities, who finally recalled him back to London, of an egalitarian society. Because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is the legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 50 years, we now have more than 160,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. We're a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, and we are, and that's not an idle boast either. I'm sure that today almost everyone in this room has made some use of Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi is a very important development of recent decades, but Wi-Fi wasn't developed at Oxford University or Cambridge, or at Harvard or Stanford, or at the ANU, or at Sydney or Melbourne University. No, Wi-Fi was developed by Macquarie University scientists and CSIRO scientists. So it's, I think, a pretty big feather in our cap. Not many people know about it, so it's up to you to tell them. Now, as well as extending our research, we're also extending our facilities. You might have seen on your way here tonight our Macquarie University Hospital. We're the only university in Australia which owns and operates its own private hospital. And as well as being used for the primary purpose of treating sick people, it's also used by the postgraduate medical students and academics in our still fairly new medical faculty. And it really is a great hospital. I can attest to it personally. I was a patient there 2 years ago for 3 days, and the level of care and attention is just amazing, especially when you're the Chancellor. So I'd recommend it to you. We're also very proud of our still new library, which is the first university library in Australia with an automated book retrieval system. And only the year before last, we opened our Australian Hearing Hub, which will be a world-leading institute in hearing and language sciences. So we're looking forward, and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very straightforward, very clear mission. And that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mr. Tony Nash. Tony Nash started a company called Booktopia on a $10 per day budget back in February 2004. It took him 3 days to sell the first book. 11 years on, Booktopia now sells one item every 8 seconds, and there are now over 100,000 titles and 600,000 units in stock ready to ship. 7 years ago, Booktopia was based in a 450 square metres office and warehouse space. In 2014, the company moved to new headquarters and distribution centre with a floor space of 10,000 square metres, investing in millions of dollars of automation. The business currently employs 100 people, and in 2015, Booktopia made 2 acquisitions, Angus and Robertson Bookworld and Dirt Cheap Cameras. The combined businesses will take revenues for financial year 2016 of approximately $90 million. In 2014, Booktopia won the Telstra Medium-Sized Business of the Year Award for New South Wales and became the first ever company to make the BRW Fast 100 for 6 years straight from 2009 to 2014. A really remarkable success story. It also won the Smart Company Community Award for its philanthropic program supporting Indigenous literacy, writers' festivals and readers' conferences. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Mr Tony Nash to deliver the occasional address. Please welcome Mr Nash.
He read my whole speech. There's nothing for me to say. This, dear Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, and your families and friends, is not going to be your normal speech today. I do get a lot of public speaking engagements in my role as the CEO of Booktopia, but I'm going to make this a little personal and hopefully somewhat inspiring. You see, my association with Macquarie University goes back a long way. My mother went to Macquarie Uni as a mature age student back in 1972, only 8 years after it was actually founded. And she was it was the only uni to accept her. She tried everywhere else, and at the age of 34, she started an 8-year part-time journey to get her degree, including honours in special education, while raising 3 kids, running a home, and working part-time. I remember coming here at the age of 9, where there was still mud and clay all around the grounds, and there was only about 5 buildings. And those memories, I mean, I remember the modern architecture of cement and the library and the smell of the new library, of course, many years on from now. As kids, we helped Mum in the computer room, which I think is one of those rooms there, punching cards on some of her stats projects. She then went on to work at Macquarie Uni for another 10 years before retiring to donate her time to not-for-profit causes. My dad also went to Macquarie Uni to do his MBA in the late 70s. When I graduated from high school in 1980, I got into Macquarie too. However, my academic career was not so illustrious like yours. You see, I majored in Space Invaders and snooker and failed in accounting and economics. So my brother also told me yesterday that he also went to Macquarie Uni, which I did not know, but that was only on the weekends to practice learning how to drive in the car parks. And my sister did the same, and she also worked here. So you see, this university has had a long association with my family. What makes it more pertinent to me is that my mum passed away on Sunday. And last night at this exact same time, I was delivering her eulogy at her memorial service in my parents' home. We weren't sure whether I could speak tonight, but I simply couldn't resist honouring her and the impact this glorious institution had on our family. After dropping out of uni, I started as the mailboy for the NRMA in 1981. I then got into computer programming and then into recruitment and started my first company in the mid-90s in the front room of my house. When I started my first internet business, that's when I started my first internet business back in the mid-90s. Back in those days, I would have to explain to people what the internet was before I could even tell them about my recruitment services. It was that early. My brother, sister, and brother-in-law joined me, and together we built a big company. We sold it, got into internet software. That failed. We switched to internet marketing. That went quite well. But after doing a good job for a bookstore's website, in fact, Angus and Robertson's, would you believe, we got introduced to the book industry. And as the Chancellor said, in February 2004, I started Booktopia just as a small side project in the evening while we were working on our internet marketing business during the day. It took 3 days to sell the first book, and by the end of the month, I had sold $2,000 worth. By the end of the first year, I was doing $100,000 a month. By the end of 2 years, $200,000 a month, and we kept growing. We moved from our little 60 square metre office in North Sydney to 450 square metres in Artarmon. And then 2 years later, we moved to Lane Cove to 2,000 square metres because we were growing so fast, and then we had to take another 2,000 square metres. In 2014, when revenues hit $39 million per year, we moved to 10,000 square metres in Homebush. We now, as Michael said, we now sell one item every 8 seconds. We actually employ 125 people now and ship 4 million books per year. To buy Angus and Robertson, a 129-year-old Australian iconic bookstore, for all of this from just $10 is just almost mind-boggling. There was no external investment. We just kept selling more books and hiring more people, building more software, growing our business, holding more stock. Excluding Amazon and all the overseas online retailers, we now have 83% of the local market share. How did we do that? I never went to uni like you guys. So is a degree important? Of course. But it depends on what you want to become. What are you aiming for? If you want to be a mechanic, no. If you want to be a recruitment consultant like I was for 14 years, no. Although maybe they should. If you want to be a CEO, yes or no. For me, it was about having a single-minded focus on achieving a goal. I remember doing a workshop once, and we were split into 2 groups. A line was drawn down both walls. The groups were, one was to stay in the middle between the 2 lines, and one group was on the other side of the wall. And what we were told to do is we had to get from this line to the other line. The group in the middle had to stop us. I was in the group on the side of the wall. So, ready, set, go. Off we went. Some of us made it across, some of us didn't. At the end of that exercise, we got in a huddle and they said, you have to try a bit harder. So this time, ready, set, go, more people got through, not everyone. We got in a huddle again and the facilitator said to us, look, you guys are the cats. The guys in the middle are the dogs. Your kittens are on the other side. You have to get from there to save your kittens. Ready, set, go. Well, you can imagine what happened. Everyone got across. The guys in the middle got pulverized. But the lesson was, if you really need to have motivation, what is motivating you? What do you want in your life? What do you want to achieve? It was a great lesson for me with regard to business. I have a simple growth strategy at Booktopia. All I want to do every single month is be 30 to 40% better in the next month than the month before. And that's all I ever do. So when you hear that we made the BRW Fast 100 6 years in a row, and we're actually we're almost on track to do it 7 years in a row, it's just having a very simple goal and going for it. No one else has done it. We did it. Maybe you can too. Tons of motivation is one thing, but will that get you what you want? If I said to you, let's jump in a yacht and go east, we could go from Alaska to Antarctica. So that's a direction, but is that going to help? If I said, let's get to New Zealand, well, that's a bit closer. It's narrowing it down. What about if I said, let's go to Auckland? That's giving us direction. What happens if I said to you, the West Haven Marina in Auckland? Well, that's exactly a very specific destination. So you might have the motivation, but if you don't have a destination, you must have a destination if you're going to achieve and accomplish something in your life. So my goal is to get to 100 million. We're at 90, as the Chancellor was saying. We're close. But it was 50 million, and it was 20 million, and it was 10, and it was 5 million and 2 million. We're about to reset our goals, of course, to whatever's next. When we were looking for our 10,000 square metre property, we had secured a great building, signed the heads of agreement, paid the $10,000, and the landlord got a phone call from a large multinational. That property, we want it. But we've already signed the heads of agreement with Booktopia. Too bad. We rent properties from you all over the country. Tell Booktopia they can't have it. So Have a guess what happened. I get a call, Christmas Eve 2013. Tony, I have the worst possible news. I said, what's that, Sean? He said, you've lost the property. He explained what happened. He was sweating bullets before he made the phone call. He was so distraught about the way that we were treated. And I said to him, relax. There must be a better property waiting for us around the corner. I could have been angry. I could have been pissed off. But I said, bring it on. And guess what? They got us an awesome, bigger property than you could ever imagine. So when you're in business, when you're in life, things will be thrown at you. But you've got to be able to say, bring it on. You've got to be able to say, I'll take that challenge. Because that's what we've done. And that's what I call the entrepreneurial mindset. And you will need that as you leave here and go out to secure a job and a career. So I was given about 5 to 8 minutes to speak. I normally speak for 2 hours. So it's pretty hard for me to crunch it down to that. I usually just use a scrap of paper and have some notes. So I've tried to keep it tight, and I apologize if I'm rushing through, because I want to try and leave with you some nuggets to take away from here so you can take out into your life. So was your degree worth all that hard work? Absolutely. Just because I got to where I got to without having a degree, it's meaningless. At the end of the day, it is what you want to accomplish, what goals you want to set for yourself. Getting your first job, getting the job that you want, getting the salary that you want. Please, don't worry about the salary. Get the experience. I was a recruitment consultant for 14 years. I placed thousands of people in jobs. Many job applicants said to me, it's so unfair. They just want experience. I don't have experience. They just need to give me experience, give me a job so I can get the experience. Well, eradicate that phrase from your brain. Tell yourself that's what other people say. Say from Sydney University and University of New South Wales. Let them think that, not Macquarie Uni students. The question you will ask yourself, what do I have to do to get my first job? There are great answers in that question, personal ones, just for you. If you don't know the answer, keep asking the question and listen for your answer. Everyone, your parents, the interviewer, the Prime Minister, Bill Gates, me, the Chancellor. Guess what? At some point in all of our lives, our resume had no jobs on it. And then we got one. So you can too. So in closing, congratulations on accomplishing something that I couldn't. Maybe some of you thinking, hey, he built a $90 million company without a degree. What can I do with one? That's what I want to hear. When I dropped out of Macquarie and got that job at the NRMA as the mail boy, my mum never chastised me, never scolded me. She just said, well, maybe you better get a job. She didn't get it for me. I applied for it in the ad in the newspaper. In achieving her degree, my mum accomplished something important for herself, her dignity, her pride, and personal ambition, just like you have. Before she died, I told her I was coming here to address you all this evening, and she was pretty chuffed. After I dropped out of uni 34 years ago, that eventually it would turn full circle and be asked to speak to you all today. Quite frankly, it is very humbling indeed. You just never know what miracles you can create if you just put your heart, mind, and body to something. I wish you all the success in the future, and I look forward to crossing paths with you over the years to come. You telling me you heard me speak at this graduation ceremony, and I will sit back and listen with joy and interest what you eventually accomplished for yourselves. Thank you.
Well, graduates, I'm sure you'll agree that that was a great occasional address from Tony Nash, and what a great story, what a great success story. I didn't know before he spoke tonight that he had that family connection with Macquarie University, and I'm sure his mother would have been very chuffed to know that he was giving the occasional address at a graduation ceremony. And by the way, Tony, just because you didn't complete your degree at Macquarie University doesn't mean you can't come back and complete it. You'd be most welcome.
I've already done a graduation ceremony.
That's fine. I think we'll probably even get a job for you in our MBA program, but you can both teach and study at the same time. We'd be very happy to have you back in both those capacities. There was some great advice in that talk, and certainly it is absolutely vital that you set a destination. And it's also important to remember that everyone starts out without any experience in the workplace. In fact, it is true that you learn to work when you're at work, and it takes a while, and you do have to get advice from people, observe people, and find your own way. But I'm sure you'll agree that was a great occasional address, and I think Tony deserves another great round of applause. Well, I mentioned earlier that there's nothing to worry about. Well, this is the part of the ceremony that I have a few things to worry about. It's the key part of the ceremony. It's the reason we're here. It's the conferring of degrees. Now, last Friday in the graduation session on Friday morning, I almost forgot to confer the degrees. I don't know what would have happened, but anyway, this man over here reminded me, and I was able to do it. But my worry is that I was told many years ago that if I confer a degree on someone who's not eligible to receive it, there's not much I can do to take it back. So before I confer your degrees, I have to make absolutely certain that you're all eligible, that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, and that none of you ever missed a class. Now, Deputy Registrar, can you give me those assurances, please?
Chancellor, I certify that all candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please now stand?
That's you. Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. The Faculty of Business and Economics is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and indeed one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, and these continue to be in high demand both domestically and internationally. Graduates have recorded employment levels and starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. Research in the faculty is cutting edge and innovative, feeding into teaching to give students the best possible learning experience. The faculty includes research and study areas in accounting, actuarial studies, applied finance, economics, management and marketing. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Mark Gabbett, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Gabbett.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies with the Bachelor of Science, Anusha Krishna Nidigalu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Actuarial Studies. Sung Yun Choi. Sukhpal Singh Dillon. Jun Sok Han. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting. Onob Nazin Abedin. Matthew Regis Barbeau. Thomas James Burden. Chung Yan Chan. Chen Ze Yuan. Thurston Chetty. Xiong Yi Cheong. Deepshika Priya Dio. Sarah Jia Ding. Enrico Guatama. Malcolm Viraj Ashantha Fernando. Christian Ferraro. Vincent Hang Kit Fong. Jia Li Gu. Song Chan Han. Stella Samantha Hiraman. Zihui Vivian Huang. Nguyen Swan Ngoc Quinn. Chun Cheong Ip. Piyali Asanka Udigamage John Jayasekera. Piyumi Amanda Udigamage Don Jayasekera. Makurio Kuria. Albert Lan. Anna Lee. Luke James Michael Malone. Eugene Nalbandian. Monique Alexandra Saint-Pierre. Valerie Christina Tendian. Hui Fang Wang. Tianhao Wang. Yanan Xiao. Bo Wen Shu. Mandy Sinting Yu. I present graduates submitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Economics. Dominic Arson. Daniel James Abo. Gerard Edward Kasim. Aaron Coelho. Larry Francis. Joanne Ha. Christopher Ian Hilliard. Joseph Jin Yong Kim. Anson Yi Lok Lee. Bernadette San Yuan. Dominic Sung. Kenrick Zegong Wong. Zhehong Yang. Gabriel Yi. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Arts. Yasmin Beatrice Denby. Nikita Singh Dami. Andrew Formosa. Amy Gooding. Nicholas Lou Mansos. Christopher Anthony Macia. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting. Omar Osman Abawi. Alina Arutunian. Jasia Noor Chowdhury. Stephen Lewis Craig. Irene Lee. Kristika Komal Reddy. Monique Robles. Johann Eric Schultz. Zain Sumar. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance. Jake Anderson. Christine Annika. Ching Hang Chan. Sung Hoon Chung. Juin Yuan Chen. Yuan Ching Cheung. Hong Dan Chong. Jake Davidson. Zerling Fong. Michael Ho. Kai Di Hu. Chun Yu Ji. Darius Kapadia. Woo Jae Kim. Nai Wah Kong. Tse Hin Kwok. Nathaniel Yongjae Kwan. Sin Hang Lai. Wei Nam Leong. Xinjie Li. Xiaodong Lu. Jing Luo. Chin Fai Man. Ju Byung Park. Naeem Payman. Tony Fung. Yuk Kwan Siu. Ming Him Justin So. Tzu Man So. Hao Jing Su. Ke Swin. Lok Wan Tang. Wing Yi Tang. Min Quang Tram. Chan Swen Lap. Hong Queen Chan. Ma Nia Tse. Tien Tai Wong, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Kai Jun Wang. Wei Fan Wang. Ronald Wangra. Xin Yi Wang. Wang Wing Wong. Yi Ting Wang. Wei Chin Wu. Ying Yi Wu. Yuan Judy Wu. Wan Ting Xiao. Di Shu. Wen Kui Yao. Ying Kit Moon Yim. Hao Chang Zhang. Yu Chen Zhao. Qi Xin Zhang. Qi Yu Zhao. Shi Zhu. Yi Zong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Ashfaqul Alam. Abdullah Saud A. Al-Ghamdi. Albertus Andrew. Jasha Andrews. Danny Cher. Ka Wei Choi. Ting Ting Choi. Jessica Chu. Virgilios Fernando Chuadi. Benjamin James Cole. Hannah Mary Enns. Natasha Liberty Findlater. Dominic Philip Grasso. Christian Goudas. James Haralambu. Kelsey Marie Lisa Harnett. Luke Matthew Harris. Philip Horner. Manavi Jain. Savleen Kaur. Hyo Tong Lam. Emilia Lay. Lena Grace Maggie. Siddharth Mamhotra. Charlotte Elizabeth Moore. Samantha Jane Nix. Bianca Panchal. Joanna Pang. Anastasia Poshkova. Jazz Florence Roundtree. Sunil Shrestha. Aaron Hua Yuan Song. Kasaya Tawani Tako. Justin Taylor. Kartika Tavanathan. Calvin Victor Tenderin. Senia Karchenko. Xiaoying Wan. Daniel Mark Watkins. K.Y. Natalie Wong. Chung Shu. Wing Yi Yuan. Adam Young. Edward Ye Zhong. Yawen Ju. Yin Yan Natalie Ju. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Sang Yoon Lee. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Actuarial Practice, Xiao Fei Chen. Tuan Din Man Nguyen. Yen Chao Duan. Xuan Ti Fang. Chok Un Tam. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Nicholas Adair Boma for a thesis entitled Financial Market Integration, Implications for Asset Pricing and Diversification Gains on the Emerging African Stock Markets, ASMs. Dr. Deborah Joan Cotton for a thesis entitled Efficacy of Emissions Trading Schemes in Australia. Chancellor, that completes this evening's presentation of the graduates and the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Chancellor, I now call on Dr. Deborah Cotton, who has graduated today with a Doctor of Philosophy in Applied Finance and Actuarial Studies, to give the graduate response on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Cotton.
Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates and guests. It's a great pleasure and honour to be able to make this address to you today. I would like to congratulate you all on your achievement in graduating from this wonderful university. This is not being done alone, and thanks should be given to the academics who helped you, and I would suggest for me in particular, largely to my family and friends who I complained to, missed birthdays, and in fact was not always the nicest person to have around. So I'd ask you to join me in thanking them for their support. You are now among the top 10% of the most educated people in the world. This brings it wonderful opportunities and responsibilities. You are the people now who others will go to for advice and guidance. You will be, or perhaps some of you already are, our future business leaders. I would like you to consider this very carefully. It is a little over 7 years since the Lehman Brothers collapse and only 3 years since the LIBOR scandal. Both of these had widespread effects on many people, unlikely to have been considered or foreseen by those involved. Tom Hayes was convicted to 14 years in jail over the LIBOR rating fixing. He claimed he was taking part in an industry-wide practice describing the broking market as a place with no rules and relationships based on lavish entertainment. Ultimately, this led him to threatening brokers, picking fights with colleagues, to move interest rates to aid his own trading. The judge in the case said, "The fact that others were doing the same as you is no excuse. Some ethical or moral-based decisions are not clear, and there will be times when the proper choice is far from obvious. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do or how you should think, or that at times it won't be difficult, but rather just that you consider, that you think, what are the consequences? Who are the stakeholders? Am I giving good advice? Am I leading well?" I will leave you with a quote from the 1700s, which I have slightly edited, which I believe still applies today. "All that is necessary for triumph of evil is that good people do nothing." Congratulations again, and enjoy your well-deserved celebrations. Thank you.
Well, graduates, there's some really good advice there, and it is very, very important that you always behave ethically and you always think about what you're going to do and what the consequences are. The worst thing in the world would be not only to lose your reputation with others, but to lose your own self-respect. And I think it's a good rule. If in doubt, don't. At the end of the day, you want to be able to live with yourselves and know that you have made a difference and a good difference to the world. So thank you, Dr. Cotton, for those remarks, and congratulations on your doctorate, which I'm sure is very well deserved. Good on you. Well, I mean, that wasn't too bad, was it? That glorious voice, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Angela Brewer, and I have the pleasure of hearing Angela sing very often at our graduation ceremonies, and tonight I not only enjoyed her once again, but I enjoyed watching the little girl down here enjoying Angela as much as I did. I think she'll, even though she's tiny, she'll remember that for the rest of her life, I think. Now, Angela does sing at most of our graduations, but occasionally, for one reason or another, she can't. So you were very lucky tonight to have her singing. If she couldn't have got here tonight, I was going to do the singing. So you don't know how lucky you are. Now, over there, I think she deserves another great round of applause, don't you? And over there we have our fantastic musicians. On the Chinese flute, Dr. Chai Chang Ning. And on the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. And also sitting over there next to our musicians and also over here are some of our alumni volunteers who come along quite regularly to make sure that graduations go smoothly. I think some have been here for 3 graduation ceremonies today, so they really are devoted to the university and to our graduates. They deserve a great round of applause too. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni and part of the network of 160,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. So graduates, please do make sure to come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, attend alumni events or to use our aquatic and fitness facilities. Well now graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. You don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do that either, because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, to go with all your heart, and in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a couple of things. Graduates, would you now please stand? I now want you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free. And I'd like you to turn around to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, graduates, you can turn around now, but don't sit down. We'll be leaving in just a minute. You might remember to pick up your degrees. I wouldn't like you leaving them behind. And of course, also on the dais up here are some representatives of our academic community who've been very important to you throughout your journey at Macquarie. And I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking them as well. Well, graduates and ladies and gentlemen, shortly I will lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour then to invite our newest graduates, and all of you in fact, to join us for some light refreshments in the marquee overlooking the lake. Now, following the official party, will be followed by all of the graduates, and I would now ask everyone to please stand and to remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. And then I hope you will all join the academic procession down to the marquee. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind always be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.